What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back with another video, a review of the all new DJI Osmo Action 6. I've been waiting for this camera for a very long time, so shout out to DJI for handing me this camera early on so I can review it, because I obviously love filming and action cameras are the main component, besides of course the motorcycles, of motovlogging. So I'm always very excited when the new flagship best camera is out on the market for me to test out, review, and this is going to be that video for you guys, as a camera just released today. I'm currently shooting with my good old Osmo Action 5 Pro, and now we're about to switch to this beautiful brand new DJI Osmo Action 6. And just like that, out with the old, in with the new. This is the good old Action 5 Pro. Ton of videos were filmed with this camera, been non-stop using it ever since it got released. If you guys didn't know, I used to actually use GoPros for the longest time when I started my channel, and I only had one GoPro that I used for forever, and then it was essentially time to upgrade because of battery life and a ton of overheating and reliability issues, and started working with DJI ever since the Action 4 Pro. I reviewed that camera and I love that camera, and that became my full-time. I think I actually started with the Action 3. Yeah, I might have even started with the Action 3. And then the Action 4 was definitely my full-time camera, and then the Action 5, and now the brand new Action 6 that we are currently filming with. But let me talk about my setup real quick. This is my AGV Pista RR. Of course, I do have the DJI lav mic connected. This is not directly from the camera itself, because the camera itself can definitely pick up audio no problem, as we are right now, but as you guys will see in just a split second when we're on the freeway with these super bikes are absolutely obnoxious. You definitely want something that's a lot more isolated. But to go over quickly my setup: AGV Pista RR, the brand new Action 6. We also have the DJI lav mic, a little mic adapter, a chin mount, as well as some attachments that go along with the chin mount. And you can find most of these links in the description down below, so you can essentially replicate my setup that I've been using for, I don't even know, maybe 4 or 5 years, ever since I started YouTube. I believe it was 4 years, and you guys are very welcome to replicate it. I've been through a lot of trials and errors, and this is the most convenient and best setup for me. Like I said, I am using the DJI lav mic, but one of the new features that this camera has is that you can connect not only one but 2 DJI wireless mics directly to the camera. No receiver, no nothing, which is extremely helpful for motovloggers because of convenience, and if you wanted to essentially capture your audio with, let's say, the sound on the motorcycle directly for a more immersive experience. Now let's get going with the ride. It feels good to be back on one of my favorite bikes, the Aprilia X Trenta. For those that don't know what this beauty is, if you're just watching here for simply the camera review, this is mainly what the channel is for, you know, motovlogging. We ride some of the most exclusive bikes in the world and just enjoy daily life things with them. That being said, this is a track bike, so we gotta warm up those slicks, which they're definitely not gonna warm up in time, but it's okay, we'll just be safe. Full-on race bike. We can keep it about the brand new DJI Osmo Action 6. It's gonna take me a second to get used to the fact that I'm saying Action 6. It feels like, you know, just not long ago we're using the Action 4, and now then the 5 Pro, and now the 6. So a lot of very exciting new features that were added to this beautiful camera. The first and most important thing that we gotta talk about and discuss is the brand new bigger sensor. Now keep in mind, this is a square sensor, which allows you to have multiple variety of different aspect ratios for cropping purposes. Let's say if you're a content creator that wants to go out and ride, and you can change the aspect ratio, and then you can use this footage also for, I don't know, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you may like, or even YouTube Shorts, you know what I mean? Just different aspect ratios. Not only this square sensor is very useful for content creators like us. Hello, officer. Don't mind me, just filming a camera review over here. Like I said, this is an all new, improved, bigger sensor for this camera, but DJI did not just stop there. This is the first action camera in the world to have variable aperture. To not get all nerdy with you guys, because also I'm not the craziest, you know, camera nerd myself. I do understand what that means, but to simplify it for you guys, all that essentially means is that you're gonna get insanely better low light quality. And again, that's important for everyone that wants to use an action camera, but specifically for us motovloggers, because obviously we're on the road. You're not in control of, you know, said weather. You don't know what's going on. Sometimes we go on rides and we end up riding till nighttime, and it's just nice to have a camera that can film in all type of lit environments or dim environments. It's just nice to have that peace of mind that no matter what this environment you're in, the camera is going to be recording and it's going to be capturing nice top tier quality for you. I am, by the way, currently using an ND filter, which of course you can also get from DJI, and you can attach it to your cameras. This is exactly a mimic of my of the settings and everything that I was using on my DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, just on the brand new camera. And now we're gonna go through this little tunnel, so let's see how it's gonna look over here, even with the, I would call it a medium ND filter. Beautiful Santa Monica Pier. As a motovlogger, like I said, you can't predict if it's gonna be a gloomy day, if it's gonna be, you know, a sunny day, or if it's gonna be rainy. You never know, you know, you never know how long you're out for, and it's annoying to carry a bunch of other equipment like different ND filters and change settings. So it's nice to have a camera that you can literally quick record and boom, captures everything. Which takes me to my second point. I saw that dip and I stood up. I was not about to get nut checked again. My second point is the quick capture. This has an all new 0.3 second quick capture setting. Again, as a motovlogger, and I feel like it's an action camera, you know, these are action cameras, therefore you could be doing action, and again, you're probably not filming 24/7 since it's, you know, a small action camera. You want to be able to take it out of your pocket, you know, even if it's your helmet, whatever it is, click record if you see something and it'll start recording. And it has a 0.3 second record time. So literally, if I click record while the camera is off, in 0.3 seconds, less than a second, less than time you blink, essentially, it's going to be recording already. So it's essentially instant at this point. Huge plus. I love instant record because, or the quick capture options, just because I use it all the time. Right now when I'm done, let's say if there's too much traffic or something like that, I'm just going to stop recording, camera's going to turn off, click the record button again. It's a one button process, and it's going to start recording back again, and now it's going to start recording instantly. So absolutely big W. Thank you, DJI, for continuing to improving features that I already had in your previous models, but now you've made them even better. And now, like I was talking about, the battery life. Of course, the battery life has been amazing with the action cameras. I used to complain, for the OGs of the channel, they know, and we could be riding for, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes. All the action cameras just couldn't hang, especially in colder environments and stuff like that. DJI was like, nah, these batteries are cold resistant, they perform well in cold weathers. Also, the cameras do not overheat, unlike some of the other competitors. I've never had a DJI action camera crash on me, which is a huge point in reliability. If the audio sounds a little different, that's because I cracked open my visor a little bit because we are going slow, there's not enough airflow, and therefore my helmet is getting foggy. Thank you. The new Action 6 is capable of recording for 4 full hours at 1080. Of course, if that's 4K, that's going to be significantly less, but also I can confidently say I can record easily for an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, and no problem at all. Which, for my personal videos, roughly I have about an hour of footage, which is plenty. So I've never once was worried about battery life. Is it raining right now? It's not raining right now, is it? Yes, it is. Like I said, what did I say at the start of this video? You can never expect the weather here, brother. I have slicks on. These are definitely not gonna get up to temperature, and now it's raining with racing slicks on. Okay, maybe we should turn back around then. How crazy is that? Unfortunately, we're not going to have a nice dinner at Mastro's. Anyways, like I was saying, we're stopping here for a nice steak dinner. I'm joking. But that's a beautiful view actually. Matter of fact, let's give the X-Trent a little break and a shower, I guess, too. That's lovely. I do not like riding in the rain because now I'm gonna have to do a whole detail when this is done. Should we also probably should wipe the lens as well, maybe, possibly. There you go, just in case you guys couldn't see before. Like I was saying, I've never had an issue with the battery life. Obviously, this is the first time I'm testing this new camera when it comes to the battery life. The battery life, according to the stats, is still phenomenal, and we're obviously going to be putting that to the test since this is my new main camera for vlogging, sorry. But yeah, this is my new main camera for motovlogging now. So I'm just glad that I don't have an action camera where I have to carry batteries, because those do tend to fly out of my pocket sometimes, and that could be sketch. So I'm glad that that is not the case. Another brand new, really cool feature that I wanted to talk about is their new boost lens. The new boost lens allows you to capture even a wider view, which when we ride out of here, I'm actually going to switch to that lens because that's just kind of cool, I think. And yeah, it's a whole new POV, so I'm like, obviously I want to try. I want to see how wide and how things look while I'm riding, which I'm going to be checking out while post-editing this video. For the number nerds out there, it goes from 155 degrees to 182 degrees, so it's significantly wider, and you're definitely going to notice a difference when we hop out on this ride. And the last new feature that this camera has is 50 gigabytes of internal storage, which is really nice for emergencies, like if you're out riding and you forgot to clear out your SD drive and you have files that you can't just delete. It's nice that they have a 50 gigabyte external storage. How I see that as an emergency, like, hey, I'm mid-ride and I need to capture this content because, you know, I can't just replicate it. It's not like a reshoot type situation with motovlogging. So you need to have something that is reliable and something that essentially has fail-safes, and that's what I think of this 50 gigabyte storage. It's a fail-safe. Ooh, I'm excited to see how this is gonna look. And look at that, as soon as I switch to the brand new wide FOV lens, the sun comes out, which is actually counterproductive because I had an ND filter before and now I don't. Not only we changed that, but we changed a few things with our settings. Oh, look at this thing. Okay, I kind of need to take a couple shots for the gram because this looks absolutely just magical. I don't know, glorious. I don't know what the word for it is. But a couple things I want to mention also about the new Action 6 is that they made it so much easier for people that don't like to film using D-Log, which is what I use. And of course, this camera, honorable mention that just like the old camera, it has 10-bit D-Log M. So very useful for the people that want to essentially, let's say you're filming with a professional camera, filming with a drone, and you want to incorporate all those footage together and color grade them together. Very, very, very useful. So I always film in D-Log M and I do my color grading and blah 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 after. So, but for those of you that just want a camera that to just take out, throw on, these are exactly the settings. So I turn off D-Log M. It's shooting in 10-bit regular mode, I guess. Is that what you call it? Yeah, it's not D-Log M anymore. The new feature that is added to this camera that the old camera didn't have, even though they had the D-Log M back in the Action 5, is the fact that now they have essentially filters. You know, they have different tones that you can choose. I've chosen like just a vivid kind of colorful one just to, you know, show a noticeable difference for you guys. And yeah, see how it's gonna look, not only with the new wider FOV 182 degrees, as I said, in comparison to the previous 155 with the ultra wide, but also just the fact that we have this kind of vivid color thing. And I feel like I can stand a lot closer to the bike now because I have a wider FOV. I feel like when I go far, it's going to look even further now. So yeah, I also wonder how me talking and everything is going to look. I feel like it's going to look more like a video game for you guys now. But let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about this new FOV? Another honorable mention before we continue the ride back is the magnetic mounts. They are still compatible with all the previous gens. One of the nicest things that finally action cameras added, which majorly reduced how big the setup and bulky the motovlogging setups used to be, is the magnetic mounts. And luckily DJI kept them compatible with all the previous models. So let's say if you had, you know, Action 4, Action 5, all of those, then you can just, same setup. That's exactly what I'm doing, just literally brand new camera, snapped it on, connected it like nothing ever changed, just with much better quality and a bunch of new added features that we have been talking about and we'll continue to mention as we ride out of here. So let's get going. Luckily the rain has kind of stopped, so time to ride back. Thank you so much, Life, for, I guess, just dirtying my bike for me. It's okay. I guess I'll have to go back and edit it. I do have to do that for the video, but I also have to clean the bike. That's what I meant to say. Let's get going. I don't think I've ever used a camera with such a wide angle, so it's probably very different and cool to see it in such a like different view. That sunset is pretty heavenly, not gonna lie. I love how the colors look with the clouds and everything, and then the water. Woo! I believe we have covered most bases and most topics that most people would care about if they're looking to get a brand new action camera. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any other questions, because in the future we are going to be doing a couple more videos with the action camera. One of them is of course a comparison video, so make sure you drop a like, subscribe to this video please. And yeah, we're going to be comparing this flagship action camera to other flagships in the market and see how they go head to head. So stay tuned for those. And also, this camera has a super night mode, which we will be testing at some point. And for that, I have quite a special idea of doing a full night ride with a super night mode in some sort of pretty city lights, iconic city lights, and that's all I'm going to tease. So we're going to be testing that mode in a completely different video dedicated for just that and a different type of review. But like I said, for the most part, I think we covered everything. And as I've told you guys before, I have been using the DJI Osmo Action 4 and then the 5 and now the 6 as my full-time camera, which you guys know I rely on heavily for motovlogging. So take what you want from that, but I'm going to continue to be using these cameras since DJI keeps making them better and better, even though they're already like essentially everything that I wanted. Also, to be 100% transparent with you guys, there's one little thing that I've noticed a difference between this one and the old Action 5. That guy was breaking his neck looking at this bike. I don't blame him, I would too. That camera is noticeably bigger and heavier than the last Action 5. I know that's a topic that I've talked about before, that I do like when action cameras are smaller. The smaller the better for the aerodynamics and the weight, the strain on your neck and stuff like that. So this camera is slightly bigger. I'm noticing it a little bit more now because of course I am using the boost lens. So just kind of wanted to be transparent with you guys and let you guys know, even though it's a very small minor drawback in comparison to all the new upgrades that this camera has. Just wanted to mention that, as that's the only thing that I've noticed that I'm like, this could be maybe improved in the future. Maybe, you know, for the next year model we can jam pack all this, the new sensor, maybe even a better sensor, blah blah blah, stuff like that, onto back to a slightly smaller or maybe even lighter camera. It doesn't have to be necessarily smaller. Smaller is slightly better for aerodynamics, so you know the wind doesn't bump into the camera as much, but lighter is what's most important, so you know your neck has a little bit less strain since there's added extra weight on the front of the helmet. And that's essentially it. But other than that, I hope you guys are enjoying this new crazy FOV. I don't know, I'm assuming it's crazy because it's something new to me and I've never seen anything like it before, but I'm excited to go back and edit this video and check it out. I hope this video was informative enough for you guys. If you guys wanted to go out and buy one of these new cameras, please drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and ride safe.